Hey everybody, good day to you one and all, and welcome to yet another edition of WTF. What the flip, what the frack, what the French toast. And as always, this and other podcasts in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day podcast family are brought to you by the power of five. If you like what we're doing, consider supporting the channel, and at the very least, hit the like button. You'll be glad you did. Also, I want to let you guys know about our ongoing competition in which you could win yourself a 14-inch lap HP EliteBook Z laptop. And all you got to do to enter this competition and get a chance to win is hit the subscribe button. That's it. And it's also optional to do this, but once you've done that, in the comment section below, simply type in done. Now, we already know that you've entered the contest, but that's just in case something happens and we don't get it properly. It is what it is. But it's a nice piece of kit. If you need to be mobile, but you don't have a mobile unit and the tablet's too small, this laptop would be a perfect segue into it. Not as big as a desktop, not as small as a laptop, but just as powerful as a desktop. So enter the competition, you just might win. Who knows? And now, with all that out the way, let's get into today's competition, which is competition. Let's get into today's topic, which is the death of the American male. Now, I'm not here to throw shade. I'm not here to tell anybody anything or blow smoke up anybody's butt or anything like that. But if chivalry is dead, then so is the American male. At least in the context of being chivalrous. What is taking its place is something I don't know what it is. I don't think I want to know what it is. Because it's completely alien to anything that I know. But then again, you like it, I love it. And you made it. Let's get something straight and clear right off the box. Off rip. You created it. Every time you tell a guy that you're not interested, and it doesn't matter, the reasoning behind it. And at this point, it doesn't matter. But every time you tell them no, every time you laugh at them, every time you run games on, every time you try to finesse them, all that good stuff. Each time you do that, there's a part of the male that dies. Until what you got left is someone who doesn't care. Don't shoot the messenger. I just report the news. And again, I'll say it till I can't say it anymore. You did it. This is all on you. I have nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. I didn't create this mess. I don't participate in this mess. I don't advocate for this mess. I don't believe in this mess. It simply is. Does it pass the common sense test? Is it kind? No. Is it right? No. Is it fair? Please. Is it just? That's out for debate. But for the sake of this argument and this conversation, no. It just is. And again, I didn't make it. I didn't make this mess. And here is the most frustrating thing about the whole situation. You orchestrate this up tomorrow. And I say that with certainty because men very easily will adapt to a situation. If all the women tomorrow were to say, you know what? I've had enough. You get no box until you act right. Watch how many guys sign up for it. Watch. Because they're going to do whatever they think they need to do to have sex. And if that means behaving yourself and doing the things, excuse me, that a lot of women want you to do, they're going to do it. Now, is that going to stop the whole extracurricular activity situation? No. And that's simply because men will be men. We are hardwired to sow our seeds. That's what we're here to do. The only difference between us and animals is that we can rationalize. We know what's good and what's bad. We know what's right and what's wrong. So we can say, I don't think so. I don't want to do this because you fill in the blank. So I'm not going to do it. And then you don't do it. That's not going to stop it. But that'll curb it. And in the end, it's a win for everybody. But it's not going to happen. Because women have been told for the past 50, 60 years, you're just as good as a man. Heck, you're better than a man. We can do everything that men can do. You don't need a man. You can want one, but you don't need one. And to that I say, you can say that. You're lying, and you know you're lying, but you can say that. It is what it is. Now, we're going to go into a video that was uploaded by, what's his name? Kira. I don't know if it's a male or female who has actually uploaded it, but shout out to the person. And this is about Anthony Mackie's dealings with men. Now I'm not gonna talk through this. I'm gonna let the whole thing play through, and then we're gonna discuss it. So without any further ado, let's get involved.
Canceled right now, and it's over the dumbest thing ever.
I keep my boys humble. Like, my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like, your kids. And no, I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Mm-hmm. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he's going to straighten the other ones out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, you jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there. Mm-hmm. You know, and so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
News outlets are saying that this is another case of toxic masculinity. Anthony Mackie is doing an amazing job as a father. He should be applauded, not criticized. Let me know in the comments what you think about this entire situation. Anthony Mackie's getting canceled right now, and it's over the dumbest thing ever.
I keep my boys humble.
Sorry about that. Okay, that was the video. I can find no flaw or fault in his logic. As a matter of fact, I can expand on it a little bit. During the course of the video, he was lamenting the death of the American male. And as I stated in the outset of this video, you killed him. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead and buried. I can remember back in the day, in high school, those many, many years ago, where we had something we called the Gentlemen's Club. And back then, I joked that we were the last true gentlemen. And we did the things gentlemen do. You know, we would hold out a woman's chair. We'd light a cigarette if she smoked. We'd help her with a coat. We would stand when a woman entered the room. All that stuff we would do. And little did I know, way back then, that some 40 some odd years later, I'll be talking about it in the past tense. I'll be lamenting the fact that it's dead. And hand on heart, I haven't raised my son to be that way. And that's simply because there's no place for it. Not that it's not needed. It is sorely needed. It is sorely, sorely needed. But there's no place for it. They say nice guys finish last. And the quote Heavy D, I don't agree with them. I say they're wrong, but right is what you're proving them. Because women don't appreciate nice guys. They want the bad guy. They want the bad boy. And I know that's true. Because when I would act a certain way, I got attention. When I acted normally, I didn't. There was this girl I was talking to back in the day, and she was seeing this guy, and I was talking to her. And I called her one day and I said, I was thinking about coming over to see her. And she said, oh, this guy coming over. And I said, okay, we can do another time. I don't care. She said, no. I'll call him back. And she called him back and she canceled. Now, I guarantee you, he was a nice guy. But I wasn't acting the nice guy stereotype. I came across as a bad boy. And she liked bad boys. She said she didn't. But I know she did. Because if she didn't, she would have canceled with me. And I wouldn't have cared either way. I would have been all right, fine. See you another time. But that answer right there would have aroused her even more. Why doesn't he want to see me? Who's he going to see now? What's he doing? Where's he going? I need to know. And the only way I'm going to know is if he's here with me. Therefore, I'll invite him over. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I just report the news. I've got no skin in the game at this point. None. And I've seen the way the game's played these days. I don't want it. I really, honestly, and truly don't want it. You guys can have it. And I wish you all nothing but the best. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all nothing but the best. Because Lord knows you're going to need it. Women are deceptive, they're manipulative, they're conniving. And I'm sure I'm leaving out some that are rolling off my tongue. I'm sure I'm leaving some out. But it's true. I couldn't say this stuff to you and keep a straight face if it wasn't true. That's not how I operate. That's not how I move. That's not how I roll. I am brutally honest. I am painfully honest. If you want flattery, don't come knocking on my door because you're not getting it. There are times I would be talking to people and I'm like, how should I say, oh, the heck with it. I'm just going to say it. And I don't even go that far anymore. I just say it. Because there comes a point in your life where you cannot be bothered with the bullshit anymore. You're over it. That ship is so far gone that you can't even see it over the horizon. That's how far it's gone. There is no coming back. And I'm also here to tell you that because of the death of the American male, in the sense of the nice guy being finished, society's finished. End of discussion. Stick a fork in that punk, he's done. And you know who killed him? You did. You killed him. You did this. Nobody put a gun to your head and made you do it. But you did it because A, you want to feel part of your collective, aka the Borg. That's right, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody else but you. You did this. You set in motion the turn of events that have led us to this dark place. And there have been many times along the road where you could have made a different decision. But you didn't. And why didn't you? Because it would upset your sensibilities. If I correct myself, then I won't be the prize. You're not. You never were. For untold years, centuries, the world has operated man, woman, child. And if you're religious, God, man, woman, child. It has always worked that way. Child looks up to woman, woman looks up to man, and looks up to God. That's the way things are. And if you're secular, child looks up to woman, woman looks up to man. That's the way things have been for centuries, for millennia. And as a shout out to Myron, who said time and time again on his podcast, Jesus couldn't save you hoes. What makes you think we can? You know, really think about that for a minute. Jesus Christ, the Son of Jehovah, our sovereign Lord and Creator, King of kings and Lord of lords. He couldn't do it. And he was perfect. The only thing he could do was he could show you the proper way to go. That's all he could do. Life isn't fair. Shout out to my guys for an uncomfortable truth for that one. But life isn't fair. And we should be thankful that it's not. Because if it were, that would mean that everything that has happened to you happened to you. And you got all of it. And you deserved every last bit of it. Lost your job? Your fault. Broke up with your significant other? Your fault. You got hit by a bus. You did it. It's your fault. Nobody else's. Never mind the fact that in the event, in the car thing, in the when you get hit by a car, that the driver wasn't paying attention and hit you. That doesn't matter. It happened to you. Therefore, it's your fault. And it's fair because it happened to you. Doesn't sound too good, does it? No, it doesn't. And it doesn't sound very good because it sucks. Because whatever happens to you happened to you because you deserved it. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Really think about that. What happened to you is your fault because you deserved it. That's fair. Now you tell me, would you want life to be fair in that scenario, in that situation? I would say not. I'm going to go with no. And it's just, it's really one of those situations where the things that happen to us on a day-to-day basis aren't fair, which is a good thing. Because then you can explain things away and give yourself a little bit of solace in it. You can get to that silver lining in that real dark cloud. And that's because life isn't fair. The American male has indeed died. He's gone. Is he coming back? I don't see how. Oh, I can give you suggestions on how to bring him back, but I would not bother simply because unless the other side of the situation, the female side of the situation, unless they start acting right, it's all going to be for nothing. And I don't see them changing because they've got it good. They get a get out of jail free card. Forget easy mode. They're playing beginner level, and we're playing grandmaster. Nothing we do is right. Nothing we do is fair. Nothing we do makes any difference. We take our victories when we can, and life is what it is. Again, that's not fair. I rage against it because it's not fair. And yet, here we are. So no, I don't have any words of wisdom. I don't have any suggestions to offer that will put you on the right path, because it doesn't matter, because women aren't going to go for it. And I don't want to be a downer. Shout out to Pearl Davis. I was listening to her recently, and she sounds like Debbie Downer. But I started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. No, she doesn't. As a matter of fact, she sounds right. She's moving more along the lines of Myron Gaines from Pressure Pit, who simply said that this is the way it is, and this is the way you must move to maximize your outcomes. That's the only thing that I or anybody that is honest with the situation can say. It is what it is. This is the way we move. This is the way the world operates. This is the new normal. If you don't want to lose your head or lose your mind about it, this is the way you need to move to maximize your outcome, to be the best that they can be, taking the circumstances into account. It is what it is. And with that, we're going to close this installment. We've come to the end of another WTF reaction video. And if you made it this far, thank you. The fact that you allowed me to pontificate on topics that are of importance makes me feel good. Just the fact that you listened this much to it. Anything beyond that, you think about it, or you might put some of these things into perspective, and as a result, you become better for it. That's all a bonus for me. That makes me feel better. But the fact that you lasted this long gives me a good feeling inside. And don't forget that we operate here in the power of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. At the very least, hit the like button. At the very least. Don't forget about our contest where we're giving away a laptop. Just subscribe to the video and your name's entered into the contest. And in closing, I just want to say, again, thank you one and all for listening. Take care of yourselves. Do better. And I'll see you in the next one.